Missy. Gangsta yang angel ini. Caranya mau panah tuh now, bro. Wait, I can't hear you. One second. Can't hear you, you know. Are you on mute? Bro, try removing and join back again. Yeah.
Okay. How's everyone, man? How's everyone?
We're doing good, bro. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Not too bad, man. I just come from the gym. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'm good, bro.
About to start the week now.
Yeah, of course, man.
This day, what pair you gonna be looking at? GU.
This week I've got where's my trading view? This
Do you
week I'm
wanna
not
say, do you wanna
buying.
say your charts first?
Um, yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Go and do that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Me probably is going to be more likely again the same thing.
Exactly.
EU
Same,
and
same as me. I only got I think two more pairs that are added in there. But yeah, I'll share.
Sherry. I'll just put it on there. Let me just remove this one there. Your guy is he's gonna have to give us the trade ideas today.
Yeah, Suleiman, he's gonna be the one handed over the mic today, man.
I'm new. I'm just learning from you guys.
Nah. It doesn't matter, man. We can learn from each other, man. Trust me.
For real.
Yeah, trust me.
We got quick
But yeah,
cards
I've
on.
shared my slides. So
Yeah, I can see your screen now. Bro, my camera. Got it. The charts are looking so clean, bro.
I try to keep it as clean as I can, man. It saves me a lot of headache, to be honest. I'll be honest, bro.
Yeah, that is EURUSD.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start with obviously Euro.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. Obviously, after Powell has spoken last week, hinting that they're probably gonna have rate cuts for September priced in at 81%.
Mhm.
So after the news came out, we've seen obviously this rally from here to there, more than what 200 or 150 pips maybe or something like that.
Yeah, it was a crazy move, man. I feel like
Yeah.
that actually gave us more like what the direction of the market might end up doing.
Exactly, and then obviously looking at a couple of the news headlines today on investing on a couple of other platforms, we definitely are bullish. Not only the fact that I'm obviously not only for the fact that we've had this rally, but obviously seeing that Powell has hinted on 25 basis point cut for the dollar. I mean, we all know that the dollar has been struggling since obviously whenever when Trump came into the house and stuff. So yeah, mainly I'm very bullish on euro. As we all know, if we have a rate cut due to the fact that there's a weakness on that pair, then obviously whatever pairs against that, it tends to go up. And obviously on here, this is what I normally do. Whatever I'm looking for the week, I tend to kind of write it in here so that it's always on the screen. And as you can see, obviously I've written down that Powell stated the rate cut of 25 points in September, which is now
Yeah.
priced in at 81%, meaning that there's about 81% of the investors within the market are completely in favor of this. So it gives well, basically, this generally means that the euro obviously tends to move higher. Reason is that the euro gets support because of the European Central Bank has been slower to
Yeah.
ease rates.
Yeah.
And so when we compare this to the Fed, we definitely bullish without no doubt. So it's just a case of waiting for your setup. And then if you go onto my setup here, I've got two zones that I'm looking out for this week.
Yeah. For
So one,
retail.
yeah. one of the zones being the zone, reason that I've got this zone. When we tend to have massive rallies like this, most of the time the market wouldn't really come all the way down here. In
True.
most cases, they might just come halfway, feeling all of that maybe inefficiency or imbalance, whatever we want to call it. Then
Yeah.
obviously move to the opposing side, which is our directional bias are being bullish. And then obviously I've mentioned this last week. This is my target. By the end of the year, at least euro to get all the way to the 1.19 handle.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is what I'm literally waiting for on the euro. Either the
Now,
market
yeah,
get
the new side of the euro and the market structure side, it all makes a lot of sense, man. Because
exactly.
the euro news come a few months back, and we can already see the interest rate for the euro is really been good
Yes.
and it's been stable. So with that number, like most of the investors, I've been looking at the price for the euro
Yeah.
to go back 1.20. That
Yeah.
is and that the number that's been in my head, and again that is another psychological number, yeah. But with the
Yeah.
overall market structure flow, I think there's nothing else to see here except bullish signs in the
Exactly, this is what I'm saying. But then obviously, like I said, there's a lot of people that when they already have a bias in mind, the case of waiting for their setups, it becomes a problem. So in this sort of environment, say although we have our bias not only confirmed with obviously market structure, but then this has been backed in by obviously news events,
research
speeches from
area.
poets, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So it's a case of waiting for your setup to get to your ideal zone and then executing that. But however, we may be able to have some short term selling in here, but I wouldn't really want to risk that because
So
like I said,
that's the thing with the sell side of this market right now. It's like, why would you even want to catch this counter
exactly,
trend? Because if you don't
exactly.
know where the market is going to be forming the higher low point, if you take
Exactly, and then
that,
this is the
it's just
And then
crazy.
this is the problem with a lot of the newcomers within the market. As soon as, because obviously this is basic information that we get on YouTube. You see your first obviously breaker structure, internal breaker structure, then they tend to look at this of order blocks or whatever they want to call it, and then that's where a lot of the people get trapped. So as for me, I don't really tend to go against the trend at all time unless we have a long-term reversal, meaning
Yeah,
that this reversal might be going for a longer period, more
yeah,
than a week or so. But then
yeah.
in cases like this, just literally just waiting, and then probably by Wednesday we might see the market get all the way here. Tuesday is a bit early because the market might be a bit premature, but by early Wednesday or Thursday, I might be looking to execute on these positions. But yeah, we just wait and see. That's my outlook for the euro.
Yeah, I feel like I'm literally just looking in the same thing on the euro. I don't
Exactly.
even have much to analyze in there, but I'll show you the levels after you finish. But it's just the
And
same thing. Just have some areas that I'm expecting price to pull back into as well. But other than that, I'm just purely just gonna catch my market structure
yeah,
and think where that next structure might be. But
exactly.
we just
Yeah.
all wait for the same thing, man.
And then well, this is a very very this sort of area has a very high potential for a reversal to happen in here, reason that we have an inverse sort of supply after obviously this rally has happened. I don't really look at this, but obviously it only makes sense for me and for the way that I trade.
Mhm.
Looking at this zone, we have this first line on the 1.650 hodl, and then this other one at the 1.6250, which is a quarter level for me. So anything in between this, and then anything in between this, I might be looking to execute, like I said. But however, with conditions, obviously, if the market gets in here and then everything aligns within my time, my executing time frames, then I'll be
Yeah,
looking into the market. But however, if this area gets breached, then I'll be potentially looking at this area, but very cautiously, meaning that I'll be still in favor of this area, but I'll be also monitoring the news events as well. Like I said, with the news, you never know. You might see something today, and the next day is another thing. But yeah,
another.
that's me for the euro. mainly bullish, and then yeah, hopefully we're able to obviously the alignment.
That analysis, yeah, man, that is literally the same thing. Your charts are super simple, bro. It's all about the logic behind it.
Exactly,
That
bro. I don't.
price gets there, you know what signs you're gonna look for before the
Yeah,
market goes into that direction. That's literally it, bro. Like,
simple.
but I like the idea because I'm bullish on euro as well. So and I'm kind of looking for the same, literally the same area, 1.16400 to 1.16500. So
Yeah. So yeah, it's, and then obviously if you obviously there's a news that there's a couple of headlines that tend to come on trading view. Even says in here the dollar edge is higher after slump on Forbes dovish. I'm surprised. So obviously whenever we see a dovish sort of stance from the feds and stuff like that, it really means negative. It really is negative negative outcome for whatever pair that the
but
news is coming from. So yeah, that's me for Euro. I'll probably just go on to my, and then yeah, by the way, these are the pairs that I'm looking to focus on for this week. We have obviously the Euro, the cable, the pound, and we also have the Swiss franc. We also have the GBPAUD and the
yeah,
CAD JPY. Those are the 4 or 5 pairs that I'm looking to focus on for this week. And then yeah, I'm gonna go on to the breakdown for my cable pair as well.
that's cool,
So
man.
we hope this is we know this obviously whatever tends to happen with the euro, the pound tends to resemble that, or maybe the other way around. Whatever tends to happen with the pound, the euro tends to resemble that. So yeah, same thing with the pound.
Fun too.
Very bullish, and obviously the fact that I'm in favor of the bullish bias for the pounds is the fact that I think for the past couple of weeks, the Bank of England has been very hawkish, meaning that they're not looking to cut rates or anything like that, and then employment rates and all of the other stuff has been very positive for the pound. So yeah,
Yeah. Now to
same thing.
that same thing, man. Like literally, if the dollar is weak, all these pairs have to be weak, and I just
Exactly,
gonna
exactly.
feel
They tend to be the safe havens for in placement for the dollar. So meaning that investors tend to move their monies from the dollar and then holding it into pairs like the pound, the euro, and then all the other opposing pairs. So yeah, same thing really. There's not much to talk about in here.
that's
Obviously, we had a couple of sales last week. They only made sense, and yeah, we've had a reversal in here at a very significant point. We had this rally up here, so I'm looking for the market to either come in here. Same thing with resembling same thing on the euro. We've
yeah.
got all of this internal sort of supply in here, or if not, if this gets breached, then I'll be looking to weigh in here. However, monitoring I'm using on the side as well. So yeah, I'll probably just put my markers on here, looking at the market to do this, and then this other pair. These are the two zones that I'm looking at. So again, same concept really. This line here is between my 34 500 hodl, and then this other one is in within my 34.0 from point zero 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 hodl. So these are the 2 points that I'm looking at. I'm looking to execute my trades from, and then yeah, again with the pound, I'm letting the market to play out on Monday today, on Tuesday, and like more likely these areas these areas are gonna be touched on by Wednesday or maybe Thursday. So
Wednesday, yeah, because even the
yeah,
market cycle as well, you can like most likely the market tend to do the same thing because the cycle wise by Wednesday, that is
mhm,
when the actually reversal will happen for the market to actually go to like the
yeah,
direction that it's trying.
exactly.
So
Exactly. Because this is the way that I look at it. Obviously, if you're trading currencies and stuff like that, there's 5 days that you can trade. So Monday and Tuesday, I just let the market settle, and then by Wednesday or Thursday, that's when the market tends to reverse to the desired buyers that is looking to go for the rest of the week. So yeah, that's me. I'm just gonna be sitting and waiting. Whenever the market gets onto my zones, then looking at my entry criteria, if it makes sense, aligning that with my time based volume. That's what I call it, meaning that obviously I'll be looking to execute my trades between London Open from 9 a.m. to 11, then from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Those are the two windows that I'm looking to execute from. It's simple. The reason that I'm looking at those two time-based volumes is simply only there's a lot of volume that tends to come into the market within those two periods. So yeah, simple. And
Yeah,
then the
that
other pair that I have in here is the Swiss franc. It's a pair that I've been following for a very long time. Reason being that whenever there's uncertainty between the dollar, this pair tends to rally on the opposing side, and then its areas tend to be very clean. As you can see, obviously, yeah, we're kind of bullish in here, but then since here, actually, so let me just come to the floor. Yeah. Anyways, I don't have mine, but yeah. Whenever there's uncertainty within the dollar, this Swiss franc tends to act as a safe haven. And then as you can see, the areas tend to be very clean, and then they tend to respect very well. Obviously, we could execute it from here. I had taken this trade. There's also another trade in here, and now obviously it looks like the market is looking to align well. We've had a bit of
that is looking clean, like the structure of that pair. I don't know, is the
I mean, the structure of this pair is amazing. Once you know what's happening with the dollar, then obviously it's very easy for you to predict the movement that's gonna happen within the Swiss franc.
this pair looks like it's gonna
Yeah.
dump, bro.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but I've been following it since whenever Trump has came into power. I think since the start of the year. So yeah, it tends to move very, very, very clean. Look at it. Look at this area. Obviously, this could have been another area, and then possibly by the middle of this week, maybe price might come in here. I'm respecting this 885.00 hold or either coming all the way here, because you look at this here, there's a bit of a lot of things going in here. So I'm expecting the market to maybe take all of this out. If it has not taken it out already, then just coming all the way here, then rallying down. But then yeah, I'm bearish on this pair.
Yeah.
Reasoning is simple. Obviously, the Swiss franc reacts. Its reaction, it depends a lot on the pound, on the dollar. What happens on the dollar and what's going within the dollar in aspects of macro and geopoliticals. So if it's not looking good for the dollar, then this tends to rally on the opposing side. If it's looking good for the dollar, then this tends to be going to the opposing side. For example, I think when job reports were well for the dollar, I think it was last week, a week before that, we've had a bit of rally in here. The market couldn't really break the structure in here, so we had all of this rally into these areas in here, but I've not been able to execute in here. Simply, it didn't really meet my criteria, so I just let it be.
No, for sure. That is just a reversal. And again, like once price reverse, something has to tell you that it's going to reverse into that direction that it's going to go. So,
Yeah.
and that is all depending on your criteria. So
Yeah.
it's, it doesn't mean the price just come back to the extreme point that is gonna reverse straight away.
Exactly, and that's what I said. When we have rallies of more than 150 points or more, then the market, maybe 8 or 7 times out of 10, it does not really come to the extreme. So that's why I have these 2 points. One in the middle, aligning with my cycle level, and then the other one in top of my below or in top of my other cycle level. So yeah, this is how I kind of go about my my cycle levels and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of the times, even it used to happen to me back in the days when I see rallies like that, I'd be just way into the extreme, and then 8 times out of 10, the market really come to the extreme. It just most of the time just come into the internal sort of supply to that opposed to that rally that happened.
No, for sure.
And I think the other pair that I have in here is okay. This one is interesting. Okay, I've had my first zone in here. The market has came into it, but I've not taken any positions in it due to the simple fact that on a Monday I don't take trades or anything like that. I just analyze and look at my outlooks and then what I'm looking for the past. But however, if this was on a Wednesday or maybe Tuesday, then I probably would have taken this trade. I probably would have taken this trade in here, right at here. Not even because obviously this is out of my window anyways. But yeah, obviously it looks like
It looks like it just kind of getting a volume for the pullback. To be honest,
exactly.
nothing to buy
So
here.
maybe if this area gets breached, then my other area is this one here because obviously I've already had my line in here at the 07500 hodl
Yeah.
and between this line and that line here and that line here and this line here at 750. Yeah, there you go. Between this and that line. So this area I don't like it anymore. So this is out of the picture because obviously the market has reacted well to this, giving us this rally up here.
Mhm.
So that's out of the picture. So now I'm looking at the market to come anywhere around here.
Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes. Alexa, stop. Damn.
Alexa is not looking to obey.
Alexa is not obeying that thing. Alexa, play local beat. But yeah, again, I feel like most of these bears, the questions they're asking now is so simple. Patient. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's simple.
Like
It's simple.
nothing else though. Like patient. That because last week did what it has to do. Like again, like the direction that you're actually looking for, you already have the sign that the higher chance that is what's going to happen. So for you to be able to catch the continuation of that, especially looking at the market condition right now, we just have to wait. And once we have that reason to take it again.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, it's a case of patience right now, and those just respecting obviously your strat. So once you're able to respect that, and then you're able to be patient enough for the market to do whatever it needs to do before it aligns with whatever you're trading, then
yeah,
yeah, I mean you'll be able to, if not on the first attempt, maybe on the second or even on the third attempt. And
correct.
yeah, man, like I said, yeah, these are what I'm looking for this week. My 4 or 5 pairs. Cat JPY, I don't really like the way Cat JPY is moving because the fact that we have obviously 81% of interest rate priced in for from the Fed, then in most of the times this tend to be bearish, but it also depends on what the Bank of Japan is doing. And then I've
Mhm.
not been following the yen or Chinese pairs for a very long time, so this is most likely out of the question. I might not even focus on this pair for this week, maybe, unless
Mm, the
there's
market
something.
structure for it as well is looking a bit. It's more like I feel like it's building consolidation from where it is right now. If you look at
Yeah,
it, crossing
exactly.
the previous high.
There's not a lot of movement to it, and then obviously based on my analysis, and then obviously based on macros and fundamentals, I tend to follow the bonds as well a lot of the times. So yeah, if we look at the bonds in here, we can clearly see that within the dollar they're very bearish. I mean, since I don't God knows how long.
The
You
dollar
look at
is
it here, I've had my zones marked up on here as well. Even this, look at it, market reacted from here, gave us this rally, is reacting from this area as well. Then we had Jeremy Powell insisting high obviously talking about rate cuts, and then we see this rally from this significant zone. So yeah, within the bonds, we can clearly see that the markets are looking to be very bearish, at least all the way here, at least all the way here, because I think was during the COVID time, you
Yeah.
know, this is, yeah, during the COVID time market rally. And then the reason obviously we're seeing all of this within the dollar. Right now, obviously the dollar is looking very expensive for investors, stuff like that. And then the tactics that Trump is looking to play, as he hinted, obviously he wants to make America great again. I was looking at something on YouTube yesterday, and then he said that the reason that Trump is moving this way, obviously, he wants to kind of make America great. But if in order for him to do that, he needs to build America on a very cheap dollar. So that's why we're seeing rate cuts, we're seeing tariffs, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Because at this moment in time, there's three superpowers in the world right now, being America, China, and Japan.
Hmm.
And right now, none of them have control over the world. But obviously, what America is looking to do, is looking to put pressure on China and Japan to take them out of the game, so that they can become superpowers again. So that's why he's using tariffs, he's using this, he's using that. So it's a 5D chess game that he's playing. But yeah,
So
man, let him do whatever he wants to do, as long as the dollar is bullish. I mean, it's bearish, so it's good for us, man. I don't give
as
a
long as we can take advantage of it. Now we look on the DXY as well. I have some nice analysis on DXY. I'll show you
okay.
that I was
Okay,
looking at.
that's fine. Because DXI, I mean, I don't really follow DXI like that. Although I have it, so yeah, probably just look at your DXY, and then we can take it from there. And then yeah, I think that's me done for my analysis, maybe, unless anything brews up during the week. But other than that, these are the few pairs I have for the week.
Nah, for sure. Like looking at special area USD, which is only pair focused. Like seeing your analysis in there as well is like less work for me to share exactly what I'm looking for, because the
Exactly.
idea is the same. But I'll
No,
just
but yeah, I mean, let's just listen to it so we can kind of see the different perspectives. The reason you're looking at this, the reason you're looking at that. This is a conversation. But yeah, I
nah,
think
that
that's
was a nice breakdown though. Like again, like it's all about the mindset behind the chart and the passion that you're building there, bro. Is is basically what we need, bro. Again, the same thing when we come into the church,
mm,
the bullies we can see here, bro. Like I'm just gonna look at the same level. What I try to do, like every week, I try to refresh my mind with the market structure. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Even though I know that the area USD is still making these higher highs, higher
yeah,
lows here. When I come in the chat, I just try to like see them by drawing them, and I know exactly like we're still in that move to try to take out this,
exactly. Hmm.
and that is what I'm on here. So, and again, if we see the behavior of each candle here every week, whenever we try to open, this is what happen. We try to sell, we buy, and then make a high. Whenever we open, we do the same thing, reject and buy. Whenever we open, we do the same thing, reject and make a high. And this candle open now, this the idea for the pullback that we're looking for this week. Exactly, we're gonna expect this weekly candle to pull back as long as we stay above the previous week candle. The pullback can come all the way here, and then we
Hmm.
can go high and take out this high, and from here to here, that's a nice move on the euro, you know what I mean?
At least
So
tips there, yeah.
looking at the weekly, I'm just purely expecting this candle that just opened here to pull back a bit further down so we can catch the move. And when I go to like the daily area, again, the same thing. If we look at this Friday candle, the way it closes here, obviously we're not just gonna expect this candle to open and continue with the flow. So we wanna see a pullback on this candle to happen.
Hmm.
So, and if I look at my structure on the daily as well, I can just clearly just see, we're making this higher highs here, higher low here. So this is the first intention that the market is gonna hold this area, which is the breakout structure of this area. So if this floor holds, we're gonna have to take out this high, maybe this week or the coming week as well. So, but after seeing this the pullback that we just had here, which is
Yeah,
this, because when we had this volume here, we have another volume, we have
yeah,
another, and we have another volume. So we are gonna expect like at least 2 3 days candle to pull back, you know.
exactly. Yeah. Facts,
And,
facts. I mean,
and
not to cut you off. Even when where you've done your mark, not the first mark, the second mark. If you look at obviously the rally, we can clearly see that at least the market has pulled back for the 2 days. One and one black candle in here, the other black candle. Then obviously it rallied to the upside. Then
yeah,
obviously same thing happened, but the logic behind it makes a lot of sense, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. The
yeah, the
logic
logic is crazy.
behind
And if
it
you
makes
look at that, if we paying attention with this news and everything else, bro, we know this is the a bigger time frame psychological number that we need to go from here to here. That is the idea for euro, you know what I mean? But if we look at the structure and what we're starting to see forming here as well, you can see you clearly have a head and shoulder pattern.
yeah.
I feel like the euro is gonna do a massive pullback, massive push, you know, like
Yeah.
especially with the way these news are coming. I feel like we'll have something nice coming on the euro. But the area that we're just coming from, like, cause even if you haven't trade on Friday, you just
Mm,
wanna use the idea that will happen on Friday for confirmation for you to be able to like catch this upcoming move that is gonna happen in the market. You would
mm,
have wait for this candle to close, you know what I mean? So by look at this candle here, I can see now we have more clear confirmation that the euro might start to hold this level here, which is
yeah,
this level. And
yeah,
if you look at the psychological number, we have 1.16, and we just gone from 1.16 to 1.17 straight.
yeah.
So now, looking at this daily candle here, you can see we did close above 1.17. So the next target after I pull back happen, we might see the euro push higher into 1.18,
Mm-hmm.
and psychological number there. So the daily time frame I'm clearly bullish. So I'm just gonna see this Monday candle to pull back further down here, maybe at least back into this anywhere closer to this daily candle,
Yeah.
basically. You know, if I align this area with my 4 hour structure, and you will see the same thing that we built last week is the same thing that is going to happen on this weekend. Although price is reacting from this area,
Mm-hmm.
because you can see that area is a very key area on Euro USD. All these move here,
Mm-hmm.
here, here, they're only happening at this area because this was the first time we actually make the high there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that is why we have the rejection happening from that area a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea for this, even if I have missed this move here, whenever I see price above that area here, you
Mm-hmm.
still can catch this trade, you know what I mean? So that is why, like you were saying, when you see this here, you might not see the pullback coming all the way here.
Right.
That is
Exactly.
what happened to me a lot. So it's like I was thinking, okay, if price don't always come down to this extreme point to
What's the
form the
next
higher low or the lower high, what else does it do, or where does this higher lows for form
one?
and
Yeah.
all of that? So that's why I start to look at these key areas a lot, and then you'll start to see most likely all this price here, this reaction here, this reaction here, this reaction here, this reaction here, and this reaction that is happening right now, they're all happening representing this, you know what I mean? Because everything else here is happening after this happened here. So, and if we look at the higher time frame on the 4 hour time frame as well, like I'm just gonna see here, we're just doing the same thing, structure,
Mm-hmm.
structure,
Yeah.
structure,
Structure. Structure.
and then we have a structure here. This is the
Yeah.
last week analysis structure that we was looking for, and we can see we clearly have that. Anything after this here is patient. Like there's
Exactly.
nothing much that we can see because clearly we just wanted to see price take out this high here, so we can
Mm-hmm.
say we have a nice structure here. But even looking at this here, the way I go for the structure, I want to see candle close above these structures to actually make more sense, like to be like a structure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So having that here, I'm not seeing no candle close above here on the 4 hour time frame. There is very high chance we'll see 4 hour candle most close above this area.
And then to add on top of that point, obviously there's a lot of this SMC or whatever. If you go back to the first rally that happened where the you have your yellow dot here.
Oh, here.
a lot of the people are gonna take that as a break or structure due to that rally, and then they're gonna be looking to sell into the market from here. And then we all know that if there's a lot of participants in a place where it's very obvious, that the market tends to go opposite that way. And then that's why I say obviously there's a higher conviction for us for euro to break high from these areas, because obviously the sellers here, sellers here, sellers there, sellers here, sellers here, sellers here. So it's only right for the market to take all of that liquidity.
How I use like areas like this here, for example, because if for even supply and demand wise, if I was just using this area for a supply, for example, if I was using this 4 hour supply here, let's say if we were using this red zone as 4 hour supply,
Hmm,
when price is in this kind of moves here, the idea for price when we hit here is not to say, okay, this is a supply zone, price is gonna now hold the supply and then we're gonna go and say, no, like
exactly.
this area here, the way I look at it, whenever price hit a supply zone, because I already know like the market is already bullish, so we
Yeah.
can only try to continue with that bullish trend. So to validate that, what I'll use these areas for example, when we hit here, that first reaction is my paying attention here. When we react to the area, the pullback that will happen from this area here, I'm not waiting for price to sell. All I want to see, I want to see a reaction, pull back, and break. So
Exactly.
whatever reason that breaks the supply fully, even if we are on the 4 hour time frame, for example, let's say price start to trade into this area, we start to
Hmm.
go higher, we start to
Hmm.
go higher until we actually break that zone. So this
Hmm.
area, the way I'll look for it, I'll be like, what is the candle that causes that break of that supply? You know, I mean, what is the reason for that supplies to fail? You know, on the
Exactly.
long time frame, you can look into these areas and take advantage of the area that causes the supplies to fail. You know?
Because even if you look at it, that supply area that we just marked, I'm looking at it. We've had the market touched it a couple of times.
Yeah,
It touched it there and then it failed to break below. If you're just looking at purely just market structure, it touched it and failed to break these lows here. That was the main low. It failed to break it. So it's only right for me to say that the market is just building liquidity for then be able to take that out, because obviously we all know that liquidity is a very big driver of the market.
yeah. And if you
And
look at liquidity wise as well, if you look at this here, what do we have here? We have this gap, and you
then,
can see that is filled on the on the euro wise. We had this gap here. What happened? We have that fill. So we are having another gap here. We want to see this fill a bit before we can continue going. And it's
yeah,
like you can literally see, like, start to see what the market is actually trying to do, you know. And but for the euro, to be honest, like structure, we just still just gonna purely go with that, because the higher time frame structure that I'm trading is this here.
yeah,
This is the structure. Everything here is just like this was a counter
nice,
trend, and
yeah,
this thing that is happening here, we just
the
building
real
more
trend,
structure to actually go and take out the main structure that
exactly,
we're trading in.
exactly.
And that is
And
the structure on the euro USD right now, you know, like, because this is the structure we've been happening, like
mhm,
this, and everything else is just pull back. We sweep below this structure here, and then price start to give us that volume we need.
makes
So
sense.
every buy that we're looking for here, we're just going for to target this high. So which is the main reason for this week for us is to identify the structure, and now we can say this is high or low. Why? Because we actually did make a new high above here. So the question coming to the same thing: where is the new higher low gonna form in this market? We don't know, but we can only confirm that once we start to see certain candle formation in our area. So first
Exactly.
area that I'm looking for will be actually a structure above the previous structure, which is this key area here. You can see. So whenever
Yeah,
price is above that area, as we can see here, when we break it, we retest it. This retest is nothing for me yet until we actually start to see a bullish sign from here. So that
exactly.
will be my first paying attention area on the Euro USD to see what price gonna do around this area. And again, we have a psychological number there as well. So
Hmm.
that don't happen, we're gonna look for further pullback. So that
Exactly.
might come all the way back. And again, it's like Bro, if you just pay attention to this market, I don't think you'll be too confused. Because when we was dropping, making these lower lows here and this lower high, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, this area here is a key area. You know why? Because that was the last area when we was in this floor here. We have this. We then
Mhm.
react. Price
I know.
break. The idea is to either stay below here or stay below this actually structure. But did
Yeah.
that happen? No. The question instead we push higher, breaking this structure here, breaking this structure here, breaking this structure here, and even breaking the actually structure that we was looking for. So this
Mhm.
area will be the key area for me to look for that deeper pullback when it happened on EURUSD. If this area fails, for sure I'm gonna look into this area here, and that is
Exactly.
aligning with one of the level that you were seeing as well there.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, I think one of the levels that I was seeing was in between the obviously the rally, and then the other level was just literally just by where by literally where your EMA is. It's literally around there.
yeah, and this EMA is to the 200 EMA, and but again,
Mhm.
this is 4 hour structure that we're looking at price right now.
Exactly, exactly.
We can see there's nothing much will miss in this market because worst case scenario, even if you're not sure to take a trade from here, let the euro come, break this structure one more time, give you
Yeah,
new high,
yeah,
wait for
exactly.
it to
Simple.
pull back on this structure here, give you confirmation, and then we can buy. If not, but for me, the idea that I'll be marrying to for now is to see the euro actually pull back further down
Yeah,
here so we can have that push. If I check on the 1 hour time frame, um, it's the same scenario. We can see here this area might start to hold by the look of these candles here. Because if you can see the candles that we are forming here,
yeah,
'cause we already have this, we now have a pullback, and they're not just happening anywhere. It's happening
yeah,
at the area which is the previous structure. But
exactly.
just to save ourselves some more time, it's just Monday. You know what I mean? So you don't want
Yeah,
to get
exactly,
candles.
exactly. And that's why that was one of the reasons. Because obviously after I think I'm back testing my data for I think like 4 years. I have all of that I think saved on my other laptop,
Yeah.
and obviously looking at the data, it showed me that a lot of the times the way that I trade Mondays are not just for me. That literally my hit rate has been very low on that day, and that's why I tend to let people know that once you know your data, then you're saving yourself a lot of headache as well. Because obviously, say that your data in and out. Your data is telling you that on a Monday you're not profitable. So it's only sensible for you not to even touch on Monday. Just look at Monday, look at what the market is doing, and then position yourself towards what you think is gonna happen. And then obviously my data also told me that on Mondays and Tuesdays my hit rate was very low, but on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays my hit rates were very high. I mentioned this obviously the other day.
Mhm.
Um, the point that I'm trying to make is that knowing your data is as important as knowing your edge. That's the
So,
only thing that I'm trying to,
now, if you don't know what days and what time your system work, you need to backtest more. It's as
yeah,
simple as
exactly. Exactly. And then
bro.
based on back testing, because obviously, obviously my trades they tend to be, like I said, I risk about 20 points. Then obviously look to make about 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s, or whatever it is. Then I'm looking at my data. It says that based on all the trades that I've taken was I think 1,000 plus or something like that. Based on those all of those trades that I've taken, my best hit rate is between 1 to 2. So nowadays, what I do that I'm looking at that data. What I do, yeah, I enter into the market, risking 20 points, then looking to make 60 points to earn from it. Then once the market gets into 40 points, that's me saying I'm telling to myself, okay, this is the max, not the max point that my data could arrive, but this is the max that my data has shown me in terms of being profitable. So once the market gets into 40 points, I take 60 to 70% of volume out of the market, then I let the remaining maybe 20-30% run until my 60 points. And
That's
that's because obviously it's not about aiming for those higher win rate, this that blah blah, because people tend to glamorize that on social
so that's
media.
what used to kill me,
It's the
man. I
case
used
of
to take a trade and just expect it to go like all the
to the
way to
moon,
the
bro.
end
To the
without
moon.
thinking. parcel up, and that is so crazy. Because, bro,
Yeah, exactly.
like Mark Douglas says, whenever market gives you money, take some money out.
Take it.
It's
Take it
really in
and
the
then let it remain in run. That's it. According to obviously whatever you're looking at, once the market gets into your data point, then just capitalize from there and then just let the remaining run to whatever it needs to go. However, you're just gonna be safe. Because obviously, if the market reverses to you and then probably hits your break even point, at least you've secured what 60-70% out of that volume that you've taken. At
yeah.
least you've yourself paid. Do you get it?
And usually, like you were saying in that book as well, it's like most of the time, whatever trade you take, it's not that the trade didn't go in profit. Most of your trade that you took is like it's very rare you take a trade and it's just gonna go to straight into stop loss.
No
Nah,
chance. No
when there's
chance.
most of the trade that you took it at least give you one and a half more than what you were risking. I mean, you know,
Exactly.
but scaling
Exactly.
that plan is just
And
too
then,
much.
I blame all of this to people not knowing their data, and then people not knowing. Obviously, forget the monetary sides of things. If you're able to think trading in a percentage sort of ways, then trust me, you're gonna be more profitable. Because obviously, with this is the way I see it. People tend to go for those 80% win rate, 60, 70, 90, or even 100% win. Well, 80, 90% win rate. But even if you're, 'cause for example, if you look at my strat, based on my data, my winning rate is at 40%. So my winning rate is at 40%. So it means that any 10 trades that I take, so six out of those trades are just gonna be losers, but the other four trades are gonna be winners. And then those four trades are gonna make up for the losses that I've incurred previously. Do you get it?
For real.
And then
Yeah.
people tend to, I think it all comes down to wanting quick gratification and stuff like that. That's how it is. But if you're able to shift your thinking process from a monetary perspective to a percentage perspective, then trust me, bro. Because even with a 1% win or even half a percent win from what you've risked is a lot of money,
It's a
depending
lot
on
of money.
the account
And
size.
like a lot of things trap us, we don't think in a different capital size wise as well. Like you might be
Exactly.
comparing the account size that you have to the different account sizes. But
Exactly.
like, or even in a bigger account, the only difference is that it's literally the percentage. I mean, like five
Exactly.
percent on 5K, 500 account and 5% on 100K account is a lot
It's
of difference.
different. But then what was the shifting? There's just the percentage that's changing. It's not the winning rate that's changing. It's not the obviously the higher target rates that you're chasing. It's just the percentage that you're making here and there. And then obviously what they say, obviously these small wins are gonna one day become obviously large enough for you to be satisfied. To get it. But I think, like I said, with all of the social media and stuff like that we have nowadays, people have glorified, getting rich quick. You get it, like hitting quick and stuff like that,
Especially
which is
when it comes to trading,
which
man.
is, uh, which is a very bad mindset. But yeah, let's carry on with obviously with the analysis. We're
Now
going off.
for USD, to be honest, it's the same thing, man. I'm just simply suggesting this one thing here. Like I said, either this area holds, and the 4 hour time frames too, which is my main structure to actually pay attention to this low here. So again, now I'm just waiting for pullback so we can have a new higher high here. So everything from now on,
Yeah,
is just a pullback for me. So let's see if the euro, this area is okay to miss out that trade from here.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that is how I'm training my mind. Because, bro, like, look at taking the trade here and trying to go higher is, for me, it's too early to take the trade. Even though I'm
Exactly.
seeing the
Premature.
sign that I need here, is only giving me the reminder of the mindset that I used to have, like, which is the fear of missing out. The old
Yeah,
me would just see this trade here and get like the attachment that I'll have towards it is crazy. How would I just be like, oh, this is the golden? So, but now it's like even though I try to see the confirmation, I try not
mhm,
to see them as much because I don't want to just take
exactly.
any trade based on that
Hey,
confirmation.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I
Exactly.
wait for the euro. If you buy from here, that's good. We're just gonna wait for one more time for
Yeah,
prices
simple.
to take out this high or this green zone. We can look for a retest there and we can catch that
Yeah,
remaining move
let's carry
up.
on. Because
So if
obviously, obviously we have our overall bias is bullish. We have our obviously the points that we're looking to target, which is a 1.9, 1.20, whatever the case that might be. It's just a case of waiting for the right opportunity. Okay, you might miss on obviously. Say for example, if the trade goes up from this area, cool. You've missed on it. You don't have to get attached on it. Just wait until the other best position for you to take the trade from. It's as simple as.
Nah, for real, that's literally it. So for that, if not, we're just gonna wait for EURUSD to pull back further, and I can see here there is a psychological level here,
Yeah.
which is aligning with the 1 hour EMA. To even save yourself here, this kind of candle that you're seeing on the 1 hour time frame. If you check on the 15-minute time frame, the 15-minute time frame still haven't touched this EMA yet,
Yeah.
and this can easily just dump
Mm-hmm.
touch this EMA or even drop further and then continue going there. So whenever price is above this EMA for a very long time, it needs to touch it before we
Yeah,
can actually.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Even if you look at the EMS, a lot of the time, when rallies happen, they tend to happen slightly below the EMA. Because I have EMAs as well. I'll show you my EMA here. But obviously,
Yeah.
I just use it on my higher time frame most of the times.
Yeah. But yeah, for me right now, EURUSD is just come down to patient, and I'm literally have nothing much to do in this market. I'm just gonna wait to see if we can have a breakout from this high here, or if we can pull back down to somewhere around 1.16500, or even a bit lower to this level that we have. I feel like this will be the actually a golden level to look for EURUSD if price start to pull back further down, because depending based on the higher time frame. So it looks like we are gonna do one more head and shoulder around that area, and you
Hmm.
can see here we just need another head around here so we can continue going higher. And yes, that is the idea that is looking like on EURUSD. So for that, we're done with EURUSD. Again, patient coming to this market. Last week we killed it because we were patient enough.
Yeah.
You know, this week the same thing needs to happen, but the patient needs to even improve a bit more this week so we can protect those gains that we had last week.
I'm saying, and this is
Now
what
risking just
I'm saying.
small portion of those gains into this trade, like that is
Hmm.
literally our goals right now, bro. But yeah, man, that would be for EURUSD. Gold, we'll check gold if you like, but gold, um, again, we're just gonna go the higher time frame. If you remember on the call that we were doing, I was just expecting a massive move on gold as well. So if I look at market structure, daily time frame, I'll just have to pay attention to it. That is the actually structure. So everything here, we just building we just
Yeah.
build. So we just building. So we need to take out these highs in a very short period of time once we see something on gold. But based on where we are right now, we can see again Friday is giving us that confirmation.
Hmm.
They're giving us that bullish candle. Today's candle, we're just gonna expect it to pull back. But
Hold up.
again, today's Monday, we're not probably not gonna see any trade on gold. So what I'll do, I'll just take the Friday's low here
Hmm.
somewhere the Fridays this where the Friday candle open. So that will be something like this because gold tend to respect these areas a lot. So what I'll do now, because obviously I know this is my monthly level. From this level to this level, this previous month high, this previous month low, and this green blue zone here, this previous month where the candle closed. So
Yeah.
gold, whenever price is above this area, what I look for the area where the push tire from price will come down there and then continue. So for example, if you look at this rally here, where did
Hmm.
they start from? Obviously, is this within this movie, and the last selling candle we have this, which is this. If
Yeah.
I say, okay, this is where the move started from, this is the last block. Whenever golds come here, I'm gonna look for signs and buy. And you can see here, we just gone come back. We're seeing that the sign that the gold might
And then
start to.
and then one thing, the rally that happened and where obviously the market reacted of your daily level. You see that rally that happened. I think that was a news rally, isn't it? That
This
was
one
just
here,
a news rally. Yeah, it was a news rally.
yeah, that
Then
was
obviously,
news. The same
yeah,
news that happened on Euro USD is the
like,
same news. Yeah, the
yeah,
first sign. Mhm.
like we were saying, a lot of the times the market does not really come to the extreme. a good example of it in here. Look at the market has literally reacted at the 50% of the move, which is
Yeah,
literally here. If you go on the 4 hour level right now, this is gonna be an internal sort of demand zone.
yeah.
Yeah, right
Um,
here. There you go,
right.
right here.
And
Right
again,
here.
you see, like that same
Mm,
key area idea that I be using, because we
exactly.
keep this move here. When we reacted, we pull back and then we break. So if you
Hmm.
take this as a key area here, you can see where gold is reacting nicely, bro. Like you
Exactly.
can see the buy opportunity after we have one, two,
Mm,
three confirmation, we rally. Price then pull back again. Where did it pull back? It always comes down to that question: where is price pulling back to?
pulling
If you
back from.
can't see anything here that makes sense to you, look left. If you look here,
Exactly.
you
Simple.
see we have
Look
another area here.
like. Mhm.
We have
No,
another.
it is beautiful. It is beautiful. Even all of that area, like I said, liquidity being engineered in here, thinking that this is the move, but however, this move is the premature move. Market rallied down, taking all of these early buyers from the market, then reacting from the area that makes more sense. Obviously, which is that being a cycle level. So yeah,
Now for gold as well, gold is looking super clean though. This week,
yeah.
if there is enough volume, we might even see gold come down here, because the
Mhm.
idea is gold is for price to stay
Yeah,
above this level.
they
So
did it.
shall we see in the switch here, which is the first higher high here after the counter trend ends. So
Mhm.
we have a higher low here, we have a new higher high, potentially higher low here. We can't confirm yet, but why? Because we haven't taken out the actual structure we're in. But if we go with the counter trend flow here, when we make this lower low here, because if we were doing this, when we did this lower low here and then price pull back here, we create a new high. The idea was for gold to continue going low and take out this low here,
Fail.
but did that happen? No. Again, we
Mhm.
just form a nice higher low here, and then we just Riley up here. Now breaking back above this structure here is
Mhm.
giving us a crazy sign that what might happen on gold. So that at that pullback that is happening, we're simply just gonna have to wait for that to happen around the previous structure here.
Yeah.
But again, if you look here, we have a nice key area here where gold rejected 3 times, and that is aligning with psychological number here, and that is the EMA below there as well. And
Exactly. It's
it's
beautiful.
crazy how it's looking. So for gold, I feel
Mhm.
like this week gold might give us some nice, some
Nah,
nice.
100%. I mean, I don't touch gold like that, but obviously looking at the market structure. I mean, because obviously there's a lot of phrases that they use within the forex sort of space. This, order blocks, this, that, blah blah blah. But all of those things they work, but they have their places where they work. Look at, for example, if you look at here, we've
Other
got
blocks don't really matter if you're not aligning with a logic. Because bro,
exactly.
the market don't give a heck if this is
Trust
your
me,
other
that's what I'm
block
saying.
here. The market don't care. It can just come and do this and go here. But if you can interpret this other block into
The logic
different
behind every movement, it only makes sense for you.
so much sense for you, I swear to God, because it's crazy though. Like, if you just are that guy that just choose order block, your idea on here, that order block here would be one thing. When
Yeah,
price gets there, I'm just gonna have to look
I'm
for
just
buy.
gonna
So
buy.
technically, you're not thinking what else might have. Because even if you use this as an order block, which you can do, but when price come here, price don't always respect this area the first time it gets there.
No
Bro,
chance.
how about price then come and break your order block and then come back in your order block, retest it again, and then continue going high,
Again,
which the market does a lot. If
you
you get
understand?
to interpret your order block in that language, I feel like you'll understand a bit more clear, you know what I mean? But
100%.
that is why I switch you to this key area. Because if it's a key area, whenever price is below it, it's one thing. It needs to hold and sell. But if you are in trading with structure and the market direction, price coming back below that area is not interest for you. The only
Mhm.
time you have interest for that is to see when price is above that area, which is what we're using in this case. So even if gold come and drop back below here, for example, let's say the way we pull him back now here, we want to see gold respect this area, give us confirmation, and then we can buy. But if it just breaks below that area, and we can see gold dropping further, we might come to this all the way to this extreme here. But even if we move that trade that we that we will catch around this area here is okay, because as long as we below the key area that we're looking for, whenever
Mhm.
we see price back above that area, that is even a perfect time for us to come and catch that trade. You know why? Because if you align with trading term and it align by the days that we're in, it's probably going to be about, maybe Wednesday, Thursday in the
Mhm.
week. That
Mhm.
move here that you will catch back above price closing back above here will be so simple for you to take the trade, because you already know the first idea behind it. So I feel like, yeah, for gold as well is the same scenario here. It's either pull back around here we're looking for to
Mhm.
buy, or we can target this psychological number. We were targeting this last week. That was the number that we were targeting, but it was Friday. There was no enough volume. But the next move that will happen to gold is probably gonna go and take out this high here. Even this actually structure that we're looking, and you can see that's about 500 pips, bro.
Yeah, that's about 500. There's a lot. There's a lot. Even you only having that zone in your mind, 500 pips, you can break it into segments, 20 pips, 20 pips, 20 pips, until whenever the market gets into that extreme area.
Nah, for real. So for that, I'm gonna take this all the way, because again, that is the extreme point for the Friday low here, and
Yeah.
this low is very key on gold. That is when where the move started. Again, I'm just gonna confirm my brain with market structure on the 1 hour time frame as well. So if I look at market structure here, I'm not taking this as a market structure in this move. Why? Because we haven't taken out this low here. So this, and this, they're all within in this move here.
Yeah.
So when gold pull back, make this low here, and then we create this high here. The idea for this was to go and take out this. So even this structure here, I only start to confirm this week because we break this structure and break the actual structure that I was looking for.
Yeah.
So that is why gold we have now. Now we switch the direction clearly. We break the structure that we built here and break the actual structure that we was using for this whole 1 hour counter trend flow here. So the
Mhm.
counter trend is completed now on gold by the looks of it.
So we're
Um,
looking at the real move, which is bullish.
well, so now at this point, we just gotta wait to see what reaction we have here. If not, I think it will be so good to see gold actually come back this level here, which
Yeah.
is the extreme point. That makes sense by looking at the market here. This is the move that will have more confirmation behind it, or even more confluence behind it than this one here, because it's at the extreme and it's aligned with market structure, and but bro, I feel like it's all just super simple at this point,
Yeah.
bro. We just need
No,
structures. That's it.
no,
Um, yeah, man, that is it for gold. If you want DXY, let's see.
yeah.
DXY, bro, like again, if I just go on the weekly time frame on DXY here, you can see the analysis behind this is actually been crazy, bro. Like
Mm.
DXY, we start to catch the sell since price was around here. That's when I was like, okay, you know what? DXY must start to be bearish, because at that time I was bullish on Euro USD. No,
Mhm.
I was bearish on Euro USD when price that was breaking back above, this trend line here, you wanna call it. But me, I use them as key areas, man. To be honest, because
Mhm.
structure here, when we break it, price then retest it and go higher. And you can see here, this was the last push on the bearish side we had on Euro USD. So
Mhm.
once the dollar start to come back below this trend line here or here, anything from here now was just to either see the dollar continue going lower. But
Yeah.
the reason I was more bearish on the dollar is because if I look back all the way here since to like that is way too back, but that is where the price is, bouncing from here. So the idea for me is the dollar to come down to at least 96,
Mhm.
which we hit that low here, and that I don't know if I still got some screenshot, but I had that line up here that the dollar might hit 96 soon. So we actually hit that low here, but I still want to see the dollar to actually tap into this trend line
This
here on
area.
the time frame, and that will be around 95. So by looking at the DXY right now, we have this, bro. It's like there is no way you can get the dollar confused, bro. By looking at the where you have
The
in the
XY,
market,
trust me.
it's just so clean. Um, we just making swing highs here, swing highs,
Simple.
lower highs here. So ideally, we can nicely start to see at least two, three, weekly candle bearish on the dollar. So again, we trading back below these actually key areas here. You know what I mean? Like these are very, 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 very long time key areas. So they
Trust me,
have
they've been
this.
respected.
So the DXY might start to hold there on the weekly time frame based on
Yeah.
it. You can see like it's been few weeks now since we start to reject from here. We break it,
Mhm.
um, 9th of June. So since then, retesting it, and this here, this has more ideal for me to say, okay, this candle might be the candle that actually pick up the volume that is in this floor here. So as long as we start to
Down, yeah.
dip below there, we should be good.
Facts.
Yeah, man. And the same thing, if you just use the same structure that you're using on the Euro USD and use the same structure on the dollar as well, you will have more confidence on this because the Euro USD we're seeing the same structure but in the opposite direction.
Opposite direction.
In the opposite direction. So ideally, we need the dollar to take out this structure here, and you can see that will be the target that we're looking for again with 96. And further down, we'll go to 95 here.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, then we'll see what the market might do. But apart from that, I feel like the dollar is bearish, so therefore we're still bullish on the euro side.
On euro and pound, simple.
Yeah, man. But that was that for the dollar. It's not even too much that I have analyze. This market, I just come down here every now and again and see these levels that I have there, how they
Just to
play.
monitor the changes that's been happening, really.
But yeah,
Trust
man.
me.
Like
This is,
that,
it's like playing a chess game, man. Like you align this with that, align this with that. This is the reason that this is happening. It's just amazing, man. It's like painting art on a painting board. Trust me, which is
nah,
which
for
is
real.
amazing.
We just have to now wait for these weeks to for the market to play out, and then we can come by Wednesday. Probably Wednesday I'll do like a trade update on the channel. So
Yeah,
even if I'm not sure if you'll be free, but I'll just do a quick one and post it there based on this analysis here and stuff like that. But bro, man, like the ideas is the same, man. We just gotta
yeah,
be patient
100%.
now and just know you have even having that sense that I at least have some chance, not a chance, but it's a edge that is behind this. You know what I mean? Like there is 90% chance or probability that you're gonna come in the market and execute your skills. So which is the cool part about it. So
Facts.
now we're patient.
Yeah. So Suleiman number two, you've been very quiet for a very long time.
Bro,
Eh, guy.
this is good, bro. This we need a patient more, bro.
But yeah, man, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on obviously what we've done today?
Innit?
Huh?
What are your thoughts?
That's all. Nah, I believe what you guys been saying. Like, that's what I'm gonna follow anyway. So we're all on the same
There
page.
you go.
So
We're all on the same page, man.
yeah,
Same
As long
man.
page.
as we have, as long as we have, maybe 80% of probabilities of one thing happening over the other thing, then we're good. But the bad thing is, whatever you think is gonna happen, and then the opposing thing being more than what you think is gonna happen. So as long as we have probabilities on our side, I think that's the most important thing. Because end of the day, when it comes to
Probabilities are on our side. Ghana more, but the odds are in our favor.
exactly, that's the
So
most
again,
important.
they said the odds are in my favor, the odds are in my favor, the odds are in my favor. So therefore, there is nothing to hesitate.
That's that's
Yeah,
It- it- um, but yeah, man, we should come with some nice market update, man. Like I'm seeing some nice thing building on these charts here. So what I'll do here on the euro just to stay safe, I'll just put some line above this structure
yeah,
here. So I know exactly where we are, so we don't have to do nothing.
exactly.
At least to give yourself to do some more work. Wait for price to
Simple.
break above here somehow at
Mhm.
least, and then
And
we
then
can
reassess the whole thing.
something like this, and then that will be that, and we can see if that happen. Probably we just having another held and soldier building
Yeah.
up in the market, which will be confirmed after we take out this, and then we can take advantage of it, man. But
Mm-hmm.
until then, we just gonna leave this market here and then come back and see what happen. Nah,
Now,
but it was good
I, I,
analysis.
I feel like obviously the ideas are kind of the same to put it in a way, but it's just we kind of maybe have a different ways of interpreting this and interpreting, but the whole idea is very similar. That's why, like I said, like I mentioned the other day, that's why I wanted to kind of have a conversation, see your thought process behind the markets and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool to see that to see the way you're doing your things with the most important thing is that doing things with logic behind it you know
The logic behind it
so
and that.
once whatever you're doing in life, as long as you have a bit of logic behind it that makes sense to you and then it's proven, then I guess that's the most important thing. So it's the same thing with the forex industry as well. You might
No,
have a strat, this, that, blah, blah, but if it's not proven to you that it works, it's got a probabilistic advantage for you, then I suggest kind of refine it, back
yeah,
test it, do that until you're able to refine it to the point where you only need A, B, and C to execute your trade. And I think that's been the whole essence of my whole trading plan, is to be able to get it to that point where I only need to see A, B, and C, and execute whatever I needed to execute as simple as I can. Because obviously
like have the numbers in your head, like McDouglas says. I'm just gonna be talking about McDouglas because my trading perspective and everything is just start to change more. Like, because this analysis, bro, like they said, these technicals. Once you start trading, you can learn this over 3 months. You know what I mean? But like your mindset, how to interpret this, and your belief about money and how you're trying to change everything overnight, all those beliefs come down to this chart that you're analyzing. But the moment you start to like apply patience behind these things here,
and
I feel
logic, the most important thing.
you'll be good, and which is what we're building here, man. Like seeing the ideas behind your chart and the idea behind my chart. The markets do one thing. If you're
Yeah,
biased, I'm biased. You know what I mean? We're not the people that is pushing this market. The best thing we can do here, analyze the market, understand
and follow
what
them.
is next intention that it might go. Because for us to be able to actually make money here or from here, so in this case here, you will not see there's no logic behind this. Because if you think like if people is what move the market, you need to understand, where are those people potentially gonna come back into the market to
Yeah,
ride higher to the price that you want it to go to. You know what I mean? That which is the whole reason we try to use this technical analysis and everything. But but just doing them doesn't mean the market is gonna react to this level and not like that. Buyers actually have to come into the market or the sellers has to come into the market and
yeah,
to push price higher to whatever price that you think it might go to. So in that case here, if we believe there is going to be buyers coming back in this market here to push this price higher to take out this here, the best area we can take that logic from is here. So
yeah,
which is the idea behind this for me here. So the people that I'm thinking, oh, the price can push higher here, the buyers needs to come at this price here, so we can see price going higher from here. And having all that understanding in my brain, I feel like trading is starting to be a
make
bit
a
more
bit more sense.
than
Yeah.
here. You know.
Now, facts. I think that's the whole essence of this whole thing that we're doing. It's just having bias and probabilities on your side. An edge is just an edge, and I feel like an edge is just the steering wheel of a car. So, but the most important thing is just knowing how to drive that car, and then knowing how to drive that car is knowing is having a bit of logic in you, and then knowing that if you do this, this is gonna lead to that. If you do this, this is the potential outcome that might happen. So, like I said, we might be, we might talk and talk and talk, but in the day, everything comes down to having a logic behind whatever you think works for you. That's the most important thing. And then once you're able to establish that, doesn't matter how long it takes you, it doesn't matter how easy, it doesn't matter if it don't make sense for other people, as long as it makes sense for yourself. That's the most important thing. And then you let people be.
And have risk, bro. Risk calculated is everything, bro. Like in this market, I feel like the one thing that slows me down for so long, it was the risk how sorry, the risk behind the trade that I used to take. This analysis can be the best analysis for you, you know what I mean? But if this is not okay with the risk that you have in your head, you're not gonna take advantage of it. And life is at that point for me right now where it's like, okay, you can make money with this whole thing that you're trying to do here, but your risk behind it has to be calculated, and it
Yeah,
shouldn't be that
exactly.
pressure. You know what I mean? Like, if you believe this is what's going to happen, like, you can only take advantage of it, of something that you can accept, to like not be emotional about it. You know what I mean? So which is your risk. So once you have that in place, bro, I feel like the charts is just something you're just gonna come repeat the same thing, and just have those small gain again, compounding, bro. That is the goal,
Compounding, compounding effect.
bro.
Yeah, well, it's good to to be having this kind of chat because I'm not gonna lie. I always want to have this kind of chats with people that actually know, or with people, not with people that actually know, people that actually have the logic behind whatever they're doing. Because there's a lot of people, they claim to be this, they claim to be that, but they don't really have a proper logic behind whatever they're doing. So if you're, that was the whole.
Now we're here, man. We're gonna come back midweek, do another update. I'll
Yeah,
ask to see where you are on the chart. You'll probably be crushing it by then, but because the look of your chart,
I'll be behind you, bro. And this guy is dangerous, man.
by look of his charts, it looks like he's gonna
Yeah.
cook this market this
Tough
week.
guy.
But I feel like the Sunday call, sorry, the Friday call is gonna be fun, man. We'll see the
Yeah,
mindset
100%,
behind
man,
it,
100%.
bro.
And then I feel like to end it, let's just stay patient, be able to follow our edge, have a
Yeah,
proper logic behind whatever we're doing, and let's
yeah,
crush the market. If your edge presents itself, don't think twice. Take it with a proper risk management and let the trade be. Because end of the day, like Mark Douglas say, it's only two outcomes: either you win or either you lose it. But if you lose, it don't mean that you've lost. It means that you've gained double that, meaning that you've incurred a loss, but obviously you've learned from that loss. That's the most important thing.
yeah.
If you compare that to a win, yeah, a win is just a win. You might not even learn from anything from that. But I feel like the losses are the most important thing. So if you're
He
able to
call,
learn from
he
your
call
losses,
it
you're
he call it euphoria or something. Like euphoria
yeah,
means like that kind of happiness that you'll be getting from that trade.
exactly. You don't even want to analyze it. Why did it win? Why did it happen? But when losses happen, I think that's the core strength of everything that we do. Whenever you incur a loss or a losing streak or whatever it is, as long as you're able to learn from your losses, I feel like you'll be improving every single day, and that's the essence of being a trader, I guess. Being a proper risk manager, I'm accepting that, you're not always gonna win. You're sometimes gonna lose, or in fact, even lose more than you win. But as long as you have your proper risk management, then in the long term, you're gonna come out winner. So yeah, I think those
Mine
are my last few words, I guess.
now, that's it. We're just gonna use the word patient for the word of the week.
Exactly. There you go. Patience, Suleiman. Patience for this week. Make sure whatever trades you take this week, you track them, and then when we have a call on midweek Wednesday and Friday, you're gonna be breaking it down. We're not letting you
All right,
letting you do
that's
this.
what we're gonna do, because we're gonna take this trade together. He's gonna have to take the trade idea and give
Exactly.
us all the reason behind that
Oh,
All
trade.
the reasoning behind it, all the logic behind it. We're not gonna leave you out of it. It's not only
You
enough for
guys
us for
are
you to
seeing
come
for
have a
us.
look at us.
I don't
We need
give
your
up.
input as well.
Nah, for sure, man. Let me know now. Inshallah, man.
Inshallah,
Again,
man. Respect,
patient,
and
bro.
then inshallah we'll catch up on Wednesday. Just let me know what time you thinking of doing the call, then I'll jump on it, inshallah.
No worries, man. We catch up, man. We'll see where we at, bro.
Let's have
Inshallah.
an amazing week then, I guess.
You too, man. Peace out, bro.
Love.
Assalamu
oh.
alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, chat, we're gone. Make sure you watch this though, because there is so much things going on in this market that we just break down. So it's